Today I'm going to show you why Psalm 34 and Psalm 35 are next to one another and why you need to be reading them together. Stick around to the end of this video for this beautiful thing to unfold before your very eyes. So, David says this in Psalm 34, "I sought the Lord and he answered me and delivered me from all my fears." He says further on, "The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him and delivers them." In Psalm 34, David is at a time in his life where he was fleeing from King Saul, and then he ended up finding himself in the custody of the Philistines. He pretends like he is insane in front of the Philistines, like drooling all over the place, acting like just going wild. And the Philistines say, "Get rid of this guy. We want nothing to do with him." And you think about how crazy that is, because David has killed their champion, Goliath. He ought to be the most wanted man in the land for the Philistines, and yet they say, "We want nothing to do with him. He's nuts." David says that in that situation, he sought the Lord and God delivered him. Now, I want to break through real quick and say this. If you're watching this video, I would say that there is a good chance that you have been delivered by God out of some sort of circumstance. You've gone through a rough time in your life. You have dealt with loss. And you know, the best thing to do with all of that is to look back on that experience and thank God for his deliverance, even in spite of the loss of life. God is still with you, you know, and that is an amazing truth that God has shown me through his word and reflection upon it, that even though bad things happen, even though we lose people close to us, if they belong to God, God is with them all the way through it. And on that journey into eternity, God is with them through the pain and through the struggle. And then for those of us who are mourning and weeping, and we've got that groaning inside of ourselves where we're just like, why am I still stuck here? And now I'm separated from those who I love. Man, God is still with you. And he still delivers you in spite of that. And he promises to never leave you. And that's the amazing thing about God, because he is so loving. And he is so present for those of us who are going through something and we cry out to him. David's been there and done that. Hey, subscribe to this channel, like this video, share it with somebody that needs to hear it. So, David says this in 34, "The eyes of the Lord are toward the righteous, and his ears toward their cry." So God is looking and listening to the righteous. He's looking at you. He's paying attention to you. And David speaks of all of this deliverance in Psalm 34. And when you flip over to Psalm 35, he says this, "Contend, O Lord, with those who contend with me. Fight against those who fight against me. Take hold of shield and buckler and rise for my help. Draw the spear and javelin against my pursuers. Let them be put to shame and dishonor who seek after my life. Let them be turned back and disappointed who devise evil against me. Let them be like chaff before the wind, with the angel of the Lord driving them away. Let their way be dark and slippery, with the angel of the Lord pursuing them." So in 34, David is remarking about the deliverance of God and the comfort he has got from the Lord, how the Lord has been watching him and listening to him and answering him in his cry. And I think that sometimes you can feel like, well, God is over this, and God is dealing with it in his way. But then in Psalm 35, you see the way that God chooses to deal with things. In 34, it's the angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him. In 35, it's the angel of the Lord goes forth and fights against those who fight against us. And that is powerful. That is amazing. Like, you see how holy God is in his word, in the Psalms. You see how we are to be living in the fear of the Lord and recognizing that he has provided for us. And then we've got to adhere to his ways and his laws and statutes. And God is so up here, right? Try not to get my hand out of the camera. God is so high. He is so holy. But he brings to us a relationship where he goes forth and he fights for us. He is going to war for us. The angel of the Lord is camping with us. And the angel of the Lord is taking up a shield and a spear and going to battle for us. So it's not God just up there just pulling this decision-making action for you. God is intimately involved in everything going on in your life. He is extremely present in whatever situation that you are in. He was there for David, and he is the same God for you. I just think that that's powerful. I just think that when you piece that together with Psalm 34 and 35, that the one that you cry to, that listens to you, that sees you, that answers you, is the one who goes to war for you. I love that. I hope you like this. I'll see you next time. Day of Battle out.